Alright, everyone. We got ourselves a triple switch. We're gonna take out the old and put in the new. This did take a little while just because I kept having to run back and forth and grab different things. I was just starting. This was the first one I did. Went and grabbed a light thinking maybe y'all would see a little better. I think on YouTube you can zoom in on the video and you'll be able to see a little bit better of what I was doing. I tried to stay out of the way as much as possible, but when you're the one doing it, sometimes you got to get right up on it to see it. I noticed that the bottom rung on all three of them was one wire. I don't know how many of you do that or how many of you have seen that before. For those of you that do that, I thank you immensely. It makes it much easier than trying to clip and wrap two wires onto one loop. Y'all know how difficult wrapping two onto one is. I don't know how. I've seen some people wrap three onto one screw, and that is ridiculous. I don't know how they do it. It like that. Are you welding them together? But anyway, so this one wasn't really hard at all. It was just, it's three in one. So you pick somewhere and you start. I choose, or at least I chose with this one to start on the left side and work my way right. Just because of that bottom wire being the way it was, it made more sense. You can do it from right to left, but it would be a little bit harder. Just because instead of having that from the left side, I'm trying to think of how best to explain it. So from the left side, when you wrap the first one, that's it all the way. The wire's closed off at that point, and you're leaving an open end to flail out. To me, that makes it easier rather than grabbing the flailing end, closing that off, and then trying to work with closed ends from then on out. If that makes any sense. Hopefully that made some kind of sense. Uh, I do think that the the switches, sorry, I do think that the switches are easy to put in, and you should see one of those later on. I'm pretty sure I filmed myself wiring up a single. I know I'm going to be posting the double tomorrow. I figured I would just kind of work my way from the back to the front of the unit. That's just the way I typically try to do it. Just work my way out with everything. Even if I pick one thing like I typically do, I just pick, like, for instance, electrical, and I start on the back, work my way out. Like I do the bathroom, then I do the room, then I do the hallway, then I do the living room, dining room, kitchen, and then I'm out. That's typically the way I would do that. And then same thing with like other things like carpentry, like with the doors. For instance, I'll start typically at the closet or bathroom, whatever's furthest, and then just work my way out. Um, I don't know if that's the best way to do it. That's just the way that I do it. It just helps me keep track of everything. Like, yeah, okay, I've started here, now I'm here. But yeah, hopefully you guys don't have any trouble seeing what's going on. I know there's going to be points where my arm's in the way or where just my entire body is in the way. If you can zoom in, zoom in. If you can't, I am sorry. But yeah, I wish you guys all the best. This one is done besides the cover.